Welcome to the second channel. My name is Dylan Jones. I am a wildlife biologist and science communicator who runs a business called Learn Adventurously, and we'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. So this video, the purpose of it is to, one, talk about why I'm making a second channel, but also to give you an update on my life and how it kind of all imploded all at once and why that's actually a good thing in the end, particularly for Learn Adventurously, for people who like biology content on YouTube. So let's contextualize everything. Like I said, my name is Dylan Jones. I'm a wildlife biologist, and my work has primarily focused on reptiles and amphibians. My work has been everything from ecology in Belize to utilizing large geographic and phylogenetic data sets for the world's turtles to inform conservation priorities. And I like to teach. I like to teach people about ecology and evolution and, stories of the natural world and how we can actually study things in nature. And I've been doing that through social media, through my blog, through my website, Learn Adventurously, which is also my business, is Learn Adventurously. So I can show you, for example, up on my website, we have this resource library where I put all of my newsletters and all that fun stuff, like giant tortoises may not be island giants after all, a pattern of extinction, but also digital resources like a few of my textbooks and, a bunch of other stuff. So I'm not trying to sell you on what Learn Adventurously is. You can click on the link, go check it out below. That is not what I want to do in this video. That's not the point of this. But I moved all of my operations, everything to North Carolina. I had just finished a master's out in San Diego, California, and I moved it here because we have the highest salamander diversity in the world, and I really like salamanders. So that was really my reason, and I said I'll figure it out when I got here. And so for the past year, I had been working on Learn Adventurously, forging a few partnerships, working another full-time job while also managing a relationship and, holding on to all these responsibilities that life has. And then a couple weeks ago, the universe just threw me multiple curveballs, and I don't want to get into details and stuff, but effectively in a couple months, I will no longer be in a relationship. It's an amicable thing. We just have different goals in life, and they're pulling us apart, and, if you love people, you got to let them go, and that's what we're doing. But I also lost that job at the same time. So I won't get into that. That's whatever. But I am unemployed at the moment. Technically, I'm self-employed, which is a better way of calling myself unemployed. Everything, all of this happening all at once made me realize a really weird silver lining to everything. I'm going through a lot with it, but there's a really crazy silver lining because it really lets me do this next step that I've been wanting to take, Learn Adventurously, my content, and everything. And it's because I have essentially no more tethers, right? I have nothing that is tying me to this apartment living here in this particular part of North Carolina. I'm not in the mountains where I want to be, and now I can be because, again, nothing holding me back. I also have been partnering very heavily with a farm in West Virginia, the Goldberry Grove, and we are doing biodiversity projects on there. We're actually monitoring the property for a wide array of biodiversity. And they've been wanting me out there for a good while to stay on a more semi-permanent role. And when I let them know all this news of my life, they immediately said, hey, let's figure out something, and figure out something we have. So I will be sort of nomadic for a little bit. I've had various periods of my life where I've been homeless or semi-homeless or nomadic, depending on how I want to say it in front of company. But this one is the most intentional one that I've been able to do. So what I want to do in this video, for the rest of this video, now that the sort of preamble has been ambled on long enough, I'm going to touch very briefly on what this change actually means to everything Learn Adventurously and the projects we're doing and the content here. But I'm going to then focus mainly on what this channel is going to contain, and then what the main channel is going to do as well, like how we're going to change that. I won't spend too much time discussing specific project updates, only because I've tried to keep it short in this video and I can't. So instead, I'm going to make additional project update videos that specifically cover the updates from all the projects that we're doing. But let's just, do the first main big, what is all of this mean? What does this change mean? So me being semi-nomadic, splitting my time in West Virginia, as well as trying to get some private land in North Carolina and a few other options, that doesn't really matter. What matters is that I will be investing all of my time into Learn Adventurously. Now that I'm not investing my money into rent, I can actually do a little bit more. Given that I'm nomadic, I can just do a little bit more that is relevant to Learn Adventurously. Again, I don't want to get into details, but this is something that I had planned years ago. Before I moved to North Carolina, before I had a really great relationship, I just had these plans to do exactly this, make a ton of content, really teach people how to do ecology, travel around, work with different research stations, and be this biologist nomad. And life took me on a detour, and I liked the detour, and but I'm also happy that I'm back on my main path. So I'm going to be moving a lot of stuff over to West Virginia. There we have our biodiversity monitoring projects. Once I get some property I can work with here in North Carolina, I will be starting a more in-depth series there. But essentially everything that we're doing is ecological restoration work that also we use for education, and mainly YouTube videos, blog posts, newsletters, and then eventual courses for lab members. So Lab Members is my membership program. It stands for Learn Adventurously Bio Club. I'm not going to harp too much on all of that, but essentially it acts like Patreon with course access as well. I try to keep it pretty cheap, but you get access to videos early, early project updates, extra longer content, and also all of our self-paced courses. So that's just sort of the context we're working with. None of that is really changing. We're just going to soon be offering a ton of ecology courses. That's really the big update. Again, all of our projects are coming out. We're going to put out some individual project update videos, because if I don't, they'll just take way too much time to set up the context and where we're at and where we're changing. So expect those on this channel here coming up, which is a great segue to actually talk about this channel. So what are we doing here? What is this second channel? So I have had a lot of different content on the main channel, everything from, in-depth tutorials on how to read a phylogeny, to update videos like this, to paper breakdowns, to very highly edited shorts. And I have been wanting to make a second channel for a while to just better segment my content. And the reasons why are multifold. I want to make update videos like this. I don't want to have to edit them. I don't want to care about them for an algorithm. These are really just for the 20 people who want to see what is going on. These are really here to embed into blogs and to sort of provide a video log of everything that I am doing, right? And unfortunately, that just kind of clashes. It's like a very different audience than who wants to see a in-depth paper breakdown or a guide on how to install PVC pipe traps, What I'm doing is using the second channel as my sort of screw it, updates go here, minimal edits. I don't script these, I just put them up, and I can put up a lot of videos here. Truthfully, I've been avoiding putting these videos up on the main channel because it just swamps out the content I want to be making there. So every time I have an update around a specific project, I'll post it here, I'll add it to a playlist just for that project, and we can see how they change over time. I have a lot of projects coming up, so I think this is just going to be a really fun way of showing things off. So now let's talk about the main channel to kind of close this off. So the main channel is what I'm most excited about, and I'm going to be niching it down. So where this second channel is for the don't care about the algorithm, don't care about editing or hooks or blah, blah, blah BS, the main channel is going to care about that. That's where we're going to have some higher production quality pieces, and I want to really hone into some of the styles that I enjoy making. So if I look at my video analytics, the top performing videos are things like how to read a phylogeny plus 5 examples. And those videos are great, and I still want to produce them in some capacity, but I am really trying to hone it in on the work that we are doing at Learn Adventurously. So, for example, I have been working on a new video, and we are setting up some PVC pipe traps at the Goldberry Grove. So I thought my first video would be all about how to actually set up some PVC pipe traps. And so I'm having a lot of fun with the visuals. Right now it's in a very early draft stage where I'm just piecing out how I want it all to look. And I am really enjoying this a lot more. I think it's going to be a more entertaining format, but also one that is by the effect of being more entertaining, it will be. And then I also have some ideas for our mealworm project update videos and just a few other really fun, really creative videos. I've been really honing in on the more educational videos for a long time, and I think I've learned a lot, and there's a lot of elements that I'm going to incorporate into these videos, but they just don't bring me joy when I make them, and they don't perform crazy good. I think the format that I was going for just didn't work for them, and I think the content was also a little bit misaligned and a little bit boring. So I'm making some changes and really just investing kind of more. If you go back to like the first videos I posted on my main channel, I'm going way more in line with those, where I added motion graphics and I taught people. I think my very first video was like how to detect turtles with radio telemetry. And it was a style I was working on, and I had really, I have 200 gigabytes of phone footage from Belize during a field season. And I just didn't really do much with it because the editing was so bad, because I didn't know how to make a video. And the past few years, I've just been working on how to make a video, how to actually, do file management and set the scene and do things right and write a narrative. And it's really given me a new appreciation, and it's stuff that I want to incorporate into these videos. So, yeah, I wanted to just make this video update to kind of talk about what this channel's doing, how the main channel's changing, and give you like a brief window into how my life is going on. It's going weird. It's not all good, but it's good in the end type of stuff. Long term, I will probably be looking into getting a school bus, doing a schoolie build so that I can visit my different properties, but have my, editing workstation, do a bunch of other, some business ideas that we're working on, and also host some eco trips, right? Just like we used to do, but, with a bus and a tent and all that fun stuff. So I'm working on a lot of plans in life. I'm really excited for this next phase of life. And I just, hope you're here for the ride. If you're following this long, you're a legend. You're cool as hell. I don't know how long it's been. I'm on multiple clips, but hey, you've been here for over 10 minutes, and that's cool. So subscribe, follow along, let me know what you want to see. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you have anything you really want to, know more about. And yeah, we'll keep it casual here, and we'll keep it professional-ish over there. It's not going to be professional. I know that. Not based on these edits, not based on these scripts, but hey, we'll work on it. So anyways, thank you for learning adventurously. And I already have a update video coming out soon on our PVC pipe traps. That one is actually going to be already up on YouTube, but members will be able to access it first through the lab. So there's that. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll get better at YouTube over time. So yeah, see ya.